You have to be pretty good at multifamily or better, or you'll never raise any money. Investors are not going to give money to beginners. You cannot practice with your investors' money. So if you just recently lost your job and you listen to a webinar and it says do multifamily syndication, hey, this sounds like a pretty good way to make some money. That is just not going to work for you. Investors are funny. You know, it's sort of like doctors. Doctors practice on cadavers because they're low value targets. If they make a mistake on a cadaver, not a big deal. It's the same thing with this. Investors just don't want you practicing with their money. You know, so you have to learn the business, however you learn the business, and then you can go out and you can begin to syndicate. So let's assume that somebody has a track record already. Part of the reason we've set up so many successful syndications and funds is because we have a requirement that people have some background in these things. There are a lot of guys that, you know, listen, if you lose your job today and you want to go do something tomorrow, come to our seminar, pay us some money. We just don't do that. You have to qualify into our program. You have to demonstrate, because we fill up our room with guys that are very, very high quality people that know what they're doing. They're likely to be successful, because it just doesn't do any good for us. Our batting average is not enhanced by people that don't succeed. And that's really important to us. So assuming that somebody's got the background, the track record, in the underlying asset, you know, here's what happens. Number one is you have to thoroughly understand the process. And the process really involves, there's a couple sides. Everybody thinks you call up an attorney like you would say, hey, listen, I'm evicting the guy, send over the paperwork and let's be done. It's not like that. It's not like calling up and asking for a simple contract. The syndication process, I mean, you can do it very simple, but the truth is, that's not probably in your interest. It may seem like it's proper right now, but a year from now, when you fully understand what you're doing, and it takes about a year to really catch on to how everything works, a year from now, you're going to wake up and go, man, these documents, I wonder if I'm allowed to do this and this and this. And you find out that you're not, because they're not built into the docs, because you didn't think of it, because of course you didn't know. And the attorney didn't put it in because you didn't tell him to. Well, that's a real shortcoming. So we do two different things. One is when we build our docs, we have an attorney and we have a business. So we have the legal side and we have the business side. So, you know, the business side, I give all the business advice. Here's how you charge. Here's how you do your pricing. Here's how you collect your fees. Here's how you share your money. We give those instructions to the attorney, who then writes it down. A lot of attorneys will say, well, that's not necessary. You tell me after you've been doing this business for a year whether you think it's necessary or not. And you'll find out that the most necessary part is the business advice. You got to have the legal advice. That's mandatory. The business advice is voluntary, but let me promise you that you overlook that and you will pay for it 1,000 times over.